What are you doing here, sir?
Fuck! I mean, hey! Back to whatever. What am I doing? Well, I'm actually installing some kink for the customer. See, if I'd had that mounted down there, then you wouldn't see any shit.
So, what do we got here? Why don't you start explaining this to the viewers?
We are installing some amp stereo stuff. What we're going to do here is make this cheesy little mess badass. Basically rewiring my awesome system to make it even more awesomer. Back to this drawing board, right?
No, sir, many of the customers wouldn't actually look underneath all this.
Yes, actually, the customers won't see shit. They really won't see any of it. It's kind of gonna be all tucked in. I just installed new 6x9s here up in the deck lid, and I kind of like keeping everything real stealthy so nobody can see it. All they can do is hear it. And I like to make a lot of noise with very little when necessary. I will expand that, but I was able to get like 106 decibels out of a 10-inch M&M. That was 20 years ago. But anyway, Lanzar, badass shit. And PPI, precision power. Anyway, that was forever ago. Now we're talking Rockford Fosgate. I use a lot of that stuff. I did a lot of Orion also. I did a lot of custom installs, personal and for friends. If you do everything clean, you show it off a little bit, this guy likes it, that guy likes it. Before long, everyone wants you to install their junk. Moral of the story, keep it nice and sweet. Keep coming back for more. Yes.
So the viewers can't really smell this at all because we're not in that part of history yet. But it does not smell like a regular car right now. What does it smell like, sir?
What, the dust, the dirt, or the new car scent?
It kind of smells like electrical wire.
Well, it shouldn't be because on. There's no power going to anything right now. And I was going to later on install one 8 or 10-inch sub right here. Just one.
Yeah, you see that whooper down there? That's mine.
Oh god, here we go. Alright, we got the medicated woman out here again. You mean this amp, the one that I just bought? This badass 2-channel MOSFET power 800-watt bridgeable amp with a meter on it. Did I mention it comes in blue and it has a built-in crossover? It can be bridgeable. This thing will blow the back window out of that turd. That fucking turd. Yeah, it's got the bump meter right here. We're doing a college documentary. Alright, Jose? Yeah. Thanks for your help today. I'll see you in about 15 minutes, bro. I mean, anyway. What the? What do you got there? Oh, I gave that to you, you sperm pepper. That's a 1-channel badass. Oh, that's a Sony 4-channel.
Boy, this Dracula bitch.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Watch it drop it.
This motherfucker whoop your ass eating.
Wait till I sink my teeth into you, make you bleed. We're only rolling the tape for 15 minutes or so. 15 minutes or so, that's about it. What? Hey. Read that Boss Riot right there. That's one unstable. Mono block. Now think about this. What is she gonna need all that juice for? I mean, like I don't give her enough juice already. Think. Look at me for a second. Hold on. Hold on.
Okay, Brian, you look total black.
Black, poor motherfucker. What's up, Esse? Oh wait. Break time, boss. Sí. Menudo, sí. Gold tip? I gave that to you earlier. Sorry. What? Somebody clipped your monster cable? That was mine, baby. Yeah. Better spit it out. It ain't yours. Just keep in mind, she is actually insane. And she does actually talk to herself and to several others.
So do you. You talk to yourself in the bathrooms.
And this kid, in the middle of the night.
What?
Gotcha! Yeah. Uh oh, here we go. What?
Is your stereo fucking hands-free off Bluetooth through the microphone?
Actually, mine is.
Okay.
Let me show you hands-free action. Come here. A little more noise and more noise. Nice.
We'd also like to let the viewers know that while we are working with this dangerous electrical equipment that had been plugged in, it's also now sprinkling, adding to the amplitude of any electric shock.
In about 2 minutes or less, we'll be drenched with tons of fucking water. Welcome to monsoon. Bruh. These will connect to these at the top.
And how much would this cost for a professional to have done this?
Well, I am a professional.
I mean, like a business.
If you took this to like
Audio Express,
they do a quickie install with a guarantee or whatever. You buy the property basically or the stuff, and they install it for you, $1 install. What I've seen over the years, I haven't been real impressed with, but that's their deal. They're, you know, you can't beat it. I've had work done from them, and personally, after about the third time, it was like, all right, I've had it. It was great while it lasted, and for $1, fuck it, just do it. If you want quality stuff, you really got to think about how much power you're going to use protection. If you're building your own system, you got to know a lot of it, a lot of physics, a lot of engineering kind of goes into this. A woofer will work as good as you want it to if you know what it needs to make it work. If it says a 1200 watt woofer, just because this amp here says 400 watts doesn't mean it's going to continuously push 400 watts. Now, it's a Crossfire VR404. It's made in America. I'm thinking that it's probably going to produce close to 50 watts RMS per channel. And that's it's bridged from 4 channel to 2. And I'm thinking that 50 watts per channel on these little 6x9s up here, and I think they were 75 watts RMS and 300 watts peak. If I'm pumping 50 watts to it, I'm happy with that. All the time, you know it. And the amp doesn't get hot, I'm happy. No popping, crackling, and cutting out, no stink. This Sony Explode, little 6.5s up front, and some maybe 2-inch crystal tweets or 1-inch crystal tweeters up in the dash. I would say a good 50 watts RMS to the front would be comfortable. Will this produce that? No. I think it'll probably put out somewhere between 30 and 40 per channel. I am going to use all 4 channels on this little amp because I like it. I think I can overheat this bitch without actually doing any damage. I'm going to be pretty impressed with the Sony Explode. I've used Sony before. Stuff's pretty decent. I like it. I'm really impressed with this one. First of all, when you power it up, the little X behind it in 3D lights up. It's kind of badass, I thought. But that's not really what's important. What's important is it is the smallest amp I've seen that's 4-channel that has a fan in it. It's packed. This amp right here and this amp, if I were running them both at 75% and 30 on my Pioneer deck up here, I would think that big amp right there would overheat in a heartbeat. Literally. This little unit here is going to be cool, crisp, and quiet. Never going to have any problems with it, I believe that. And if I do, pull my gain down a little bit on these little crossovers right here. I like it. Something happens, I can quickly drop the seat, make an adjustment, done. Again, with the Alpine speaker, the box was built custom, the 1.25 or 28 cubic feet of airspace inside. It's an octagon kind of design, hatchback box. It's slick. It's not a triangle and it's not a box. I've always had it mounted sub facing forward to the seat, and it literally just breathes for you. I did 400 watts, I think I built the last one, an Alpine VR 400, and it was mono bridged. This thing just, you could hear it forever. It did blow the back window out. Anyway, we're using extra silicone this time. No, just kidding. Anyway, we're going to use a 350 watt kicker, and we'll see how this works on this dual voice coil. I got a feeling it's going to be great. The speaker, I believe, calls for 1.2 cubic feet. I went with 1.28, just a little more. Gives it a little more boom. The other thing is, put a big ass hole in it. A vented or a ported box, they call it. A lot of times you go to swap meets, you buy these little things, got a port on the top that's the size of a freaking golf ball. You want the fucking speaker to move. Cut a 3-inch fucking exhaust pipe hole in that sucker. And then run it halfway through or 3/4 of the way through so that it literally has to move the air. And when that thing thumps, it will, if your windows are all up, it will literally breathe for you. If your car is nice and sealed, it will, each time it pumps, boom, boom, the whole car vibrates. It's great. It's awesome.
So Grandma can come home from the hospital now?
What's that?
So Grandma can come home from the hospital now?
Maybe. When this is all done, you're basically not going to see any wiring other than the little bit right here as it folds up and make a loop in each one, so that when I fold this up and down, it doesn't break them off or kink them. So I do shrink wrap, and I do butt connectors with solder connections inside and shrink wrap. So they're factory, it's a factory repair. No water, no moisture, no salt, no dirt, anything can get inside and create corrosion, which creates resistance and creates problems, heat, and amp issues. So, she doesn't know. Pretty stuff, good stuff.